It's gonna be like the original.
Oh my god, like the first
The
time.
original podcast.
Yeah, so both B and Kathy can't make it to this podcast, so I guess it's just gonna be the three of us. How's everyone doing today? That doesn't.
That's okay with me.
Yeah. so why are you going?
Am I going ma wah wah wah?
No, no.
It cleared my throat. My throat was all like. I was all phlegmy and it cleared my throat out.
Oh gosh.
I think I would have remembered if I went ma wah wah wah.
Oh my god. That's the Pokemon that we're getting this week.
That's my favorite Pokemon.
So, Pokemon was doing this this promotion. I believe it started on June 11th, but from June 11th to June 8th... no. It's whenever the... I think it was June 18th to June 28th. So it was the first 10 days of whenever the Isle of Armor DLC came out. And while that was going on, there was... so there's this mythical Pokemon that was shown off recently named Zeraora back in 7th gen, Sun and Moon. I'll show you a picture here if you have no idea what I'm talking about.
Alright.
So, god damn it. I download the picture. He kind of looks like an electric Lucario.
Yeah.
We'll see it here in just a moment. Just a moment. Where is it? Is that it? Nope. Not that. Not that one.
It's a Full Metal Alchemist picture.
It was the same one from the last podcast. Alright, yeah. So this is what he looks like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, apparently in Pokemon Sword and Shield, throughout the like 10 days between like the 18th and the 28th, you could fight these things in the max raid dungeons where you can catch like cool, awesome mega Pokemon with your friends. The only difference is that you can't catch these ones. You can catch these guys because he's a mythical guy. So you can only kill him. However, if over 1 million players killed at least one of these guys, then everybody would get him by the end of the event. Everyone would get him.
Oh, I see.
Everyone would get him starting tomorrow through Pokemon Home. So, and it's a shiny version of him too. So, I have Pokemon Home, and so I can get him. So I'm gonna be checking him out tomorrow. That's gonna be interesting.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
I'm no expert, but I'm confident that a Midwesterner's favorite drug is opium.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Opium.
Opium.
Oh my god.
Amazing.
How's your ideas for your character so far?
Oh, it's good. I basically, I don't have, like, the story fleshed out, but I have, like, people, like, you know, friends and whatnot. I didn't pick, like, a town yet, but,
That's fine. Like, that part, yeah, that's up to you, the town, specifically. Like, if you wanted to choose a town that we were gonna be near, that's fine. Or if you wanted to choose a town that was on the other side of the map, that's also fine.
yeah, I was thinking about that because of the scandal thing, so he would want to be as far away as possible.
Let's not go into too much detail since Aidan is sitting right here.
I am reading Reddit right now.
Okay.
So.
But I've been kind of in like a full-on D&D mode. Like, I've been writing stories, and I've been like writing up terms, and I've been writing up just a whole bunch of shit, and like I've been just doing a whole bunch of stuff because I really want to play at some point. I don't know when, but I'm like I've got the itch. I've got that not that
the D&D urge.
Yeah, I've got the D&D itch. I'm like scratching my arm. I'm like, come on, man, let's need another dose of that D&D.
It's that D&D.
Right into your veins.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stab a a little D4 pyramid right into my veins. So that's the kind of itch, kind of addiction I have. But yeah, it's really hard to do nowadays unless I was to go over to just a random Discord server and try doing that. But I don't like talking to people, so
yeah, understandable.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So you play any new games, Aidan?
I haven't really been playing new games. You guys know that I play Kirby Air Ride, right?
Ooh,
yeah. Oh, we know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I went to Connecticut over the weekend to visit Keith and Elena from Melee Hell, and they have a roommate there who's very into Kirby Air Ride. And so we played like 3 rounds of Kirby Air Ride, and it was just like, we had like this whole conversation, and there was like this kindred friendship. Like, wow, I never knew there were like people who take Kirby Air Ride seriously out there. So it was really that's my newest gaming experience.
Speaking of, actually,
he gave me a copy of Soul Calibur 3 on the PS2 to take home with me.
I love Soul Calibur 3. I think that's like one of my favorite Soul Caliburs. It's like, I actually think I like it more than Soul Calibur 2.
Yeah, Soul Calibur 2 has Link in it, right?
Yeah, Soul Calibur 2, the GameCube version had Link. PS2 has Heihachi from Tekken, and Xbox version has Spawn.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And they gave him a different character depending on which console it's on?
Yeah. Which, they did the same thing for Soul Calibur 4, except it was with the Star Wars series. So if you got it on the 360, you got Yoda, but if you got it on the PS3 version, you got Darth Vader. And Yoda was banned in tournaments because he was too small.
He's too small.
Yeah, you could barely fucking hit him. It's ridiculous. And then I think Soul Calibur 5 had Ezio from Assassin's Creed.
Oh my god.
Oh, what's going on?
Oh, just this today I fucked up.
Oh, we'll talk about that after.
Okay.
I just want to finish this. So, Ezio was in Soul Calibur 5, and then Soul Calibur 6. They're continuing it right now. They started with Geralt from The Witcher, and then in DLC they added 2B from the Nier Automata series, and they also added Halmaru from Samurai Shodown. So Soul Calibur has been known to have like a guest character pop in pretty much for almost every series, but I don't think they had one in Soul Calibur 3.
Yeah, he basically explained like there's like this whole character creation thing which is different from other Soul Calibur games, and also there's like a whole map conquest thing which was really cool sounding. Like,
yeah, that's like Fire Emblem meets,
I don't really
meets Soul Calibur.
Yeah, pretty much. And he was like, yeah, we were talking about games that where it's like, he was like, do you know any other games that are like Kirby Air Ride? And I was like, well, there's Smash on the 3DS. And he was like, yeah, I already know about that one. So then
so when you guys played Kirby Air Ride, were you playing City Trial specifically, or just races?
No, we do the City Trial.
I think that's the only thing everyone ever plays is City Trial.
I mean, it's such a good mode. Like, how could you... I mean, the Air Ride mode's fine, you know, but it's really the customization and, like, upgrading of the Air Ride carts and stuff. That's where the real, like, meta of the game comes out.
Yeah. I don't know, it's been so long since I played that game.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. Sorry, you were going to say something, Eden.
Oh, it's today I fucked up.
So what did this person do? How did they fuck up?
So they moved out for the first time with their girlfriend.
Okay.
So their sex life is better than ever. So he decided to get a whole bunch of different condoms, like some ribbed ones, some flavored ones, about 100 different kinds of condoms. And he put one on, and it was supposed to be for longer lasting. And then he realized halfway through that his dick was numb. So he was like, am I hard? Am I flaccid? I don't know. So he went to the bathroom to go clean it off. He turned the water all the way hot and stuck his dick under, washed it all off, and then looked down and realized his dick was burned. And then freaked out. And then he smacked his head on the mirror, fell over, and passed out.
That's amazing.
Oh my god.
And his girlfriend just laughed at him.
Damn. That's why you don't get the weird condoms.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
get fucked.
I made the same mistake too. Everybody burns their dick and hits their head on the mirror. It's a rite of passage.
I'm sorry. I don't think I've gone through that rite of passage yet. What? Do you want to explain the situation? Is this a real event that happened to you?
No, I was kidding. But I did buy like the Trojan Fire and Ice ones or whatever it's called, like where it numbs your junk.
Those specific Game of Thrones themed ones, yeah.
Yeah, right. I did make that joke when I bought it. I was like, oh yeah, it's Game of Thrones condoms. But no, they suck and they're not fun. It doesn't actually do anything, really. It just makes your junk numb.
See, the real Game of Thrones condoms would be that they give you more pleasure when you're inside a family member. But anyways, so
I think that's
God damn it. I couldn't resist that one. I was like, no, this I'm gonna slam up that incest joke. You gotta
You're gonna slam it up like
Nope, just forget it. Just stop it. Just don't
slam it up like a clam it up.
The British royal family.
Oh god.
The British royal family.
So much fucking incest.
Yo, I gotta be right back real quick, sorry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no worries.
So I forgot. I was gonna mention something about the royal family. Was there any of that shit that happened recently?
Other than them all being pieces of shit and being in Epstein's Black Book?
No, I mean like fucking their pieces of shit with each other.
No. I know Prince Harry is no longer Prince Harry.
Well, yeah, he wanted to get out of that shit.
Yeah, he left the royal family.
Yeah. Well, he left with, what's his wife's name again?
Meghan Markle.
Okay.
They live in British Columbia now.
Yeah, because everyone made a big fuss of that because they thought the tax dollars are going to be going to their hideout, their security again. Yeah, sure. Yeah. I don't know the situation with that. How much of that was true?
I don't remember. But I don't think we're affected.
Yeah, I felt like that was just fear-mongering for the sake of fear-mongering.
Yeah, well, as is most things.
Well, yeah. I mean, isn't that what life is pretty much like with COVID, with Steve Carino? Okay. I know it's pretty much like, at this point.
So COVID is not fear-mongering.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like a lot of people are dying from it.
Yeah.
So.
I was thinking about that after I said it. Yeah. I'm like, wait, no, that's a little different.
Yeah.
People think that it's fear-mongering.
Yeah, but it's not fear-mongering. This literally happens every 200 years.
You know that people in Florida are pretty much fucked.
Oh, I know.
You heard what's their the speaker's house kind of thing, where like anybody from the public is allowed to come in and say something to the not House Commons, but like
I know what you mean.
Like anyone's allowed to say something to the government, and they record those. Have you seen? Oh my god!
I don't wear a mask for the same reason I don't wear panties.
Like wearing a mask. This is a public offense, and this is a front against God. And I'm like, oh my god, they're all gonna die.
No wonder people look at Florida as a joke.
It is. It is a joke.
How much inbreeding is going on in Florida?
But Jacksonville's in Florida as well.
Oh yeah, that's right.
AEW's in Florida.
That's the only place they can fucking operate.
Yeah, because Florida does not give a shit.
Everyone in Florida's gonna die.
I feel bad because that's gonna affect AEW.
Yeah.
This has already affected John Moxley. Now this may be like some conspiracy theory bullshit, but what if they got Renee Young purposely sick so that they could fuck with AEW by taking off their top star?
I could absolutely see Vince McMahon doing that, though.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I know it's conspiracy theory bullshit, but like,
I can absolutely see that being happening. Like,
Vince
McMahon is evil.
Knowing what kind of person that guy is.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Has nobody tried assassinating him?
I'm surprised nobody has.
Wait, who is this?
Yeah, that's probably not the best part for us to start talking about.
We're talking about assassinating Vince McMahon.
No, we're not. We are not doing that.
No, we're not doing it.
FBI, do not listen in on this. We are not assassinating Vince McMahon.
But what if someone were to?
Do not put the idea in people's heads right now, babe.
I don't know. I mean, it's such a specific target. Like, I mean, I feel like if someone wants to assassinate someone, they would go for someone high up, like on the.
Vince McMahon has a lot of connections.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
Doesn't his wife directly work for Trump or something like that? Yeah. She's
one of the ministers of. I don't remember what her title is. Hold on a second. She's a minister of something.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it's Minister of Finance or.
Linda McMahon.
Let's look this up. Administrator of the Small Business Administration.
Ha, funny.
Administrator of the Small Business Administration.
Oh, she's not in that anymore. That was from 2017 to 2019.
Okay, so
she's not actually in office anymore.
Okay, but still. Also, he's personal friends with Trump, so.
Oh yeah. Trump was actually on a WrestleMania pay-per-view.
Yeah, I know.
I do remember that. I've seen that. I remember seeing a lot of Trump memes with that, where they would just Photoshop CNN over it or something.
Oh yeah.
And it would be Trump tackling CNN.
So, God, I'm surprised he survived that car explosion. Jesus, the limo explosion. But that's a dated reference.
Oh my God. Friendly reminder that after that fucking explosion thing, Trump called WWE headquarters to see if Vince was okay.
Yeah. So Trump thought that McMahon actually fucking died on live television, which that's so much about Trump.
Oh my God! What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
No way. Oh my God.
My God, So there was a comment that that came out, I think probably in the last couple days, because wrestling's been fucking exploding as well. So first, all right.
So literally everyone in the WWE has coronavirus.
Okay, all right. So there is levels to the hell that's going on right now in the world. Okay, it started with COVID. Okay, everything kind of just shut down with COVID, and I guess because everyone was inside the whole time, everyone starts kind of doing introspective checks on the world as a whole. And then Black Lives Matter happened again with the killing of George Floyd. So that added another layer of stuff that's going on in the world. So you have COVID, and then you have Black Lives Matter. And then on top of that, in the last 2-3 weeks, the wrestling world came out with the Speaking Out movement, which is the wrestling world's Me Too movement, but it happened 3 years late.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so all of these things are happening months and weeks after each other. And I'm just my fucking God.
I feel so bad for Evil Uno.
Oh my god. So one of the wrestlers that was mentioned in this, like he mentioned his story.
One of my favorite wrestlers in AEW, he's a Canadian guy, started training when he was 12. And when training around Catholic priests, they raped him multiple times.
It's really fucked up.
Yeah.
Damn.
A lot of the speaking out is male wrestlers just being really fucking gross.
It's primarily, it started in the British wrestling scene, but it's slowly...
The British wrestling scene is a disaster.
It slowly began to, like... It's very clear that this is not just a British wrestling problem, it's just a problem in general with the wrestling community.
Yeah.
And at times makes it really hard to be a fan, because you hear the stories about people, and I still don't know about the Marty Scurll stuff.
Nothing's been proven.
So,
from what I understand right now, it's the same as the Colt Cabana thing, except the Colt Cabana thing was 100% disproven.
Yeah. So a whole bunch of people have been affected. The first one that kind of sparked everything was David Starr, who is this huge...
He really is pushing for unionization of independent wrestlers.
He's gone dark now because of all this. He was a huge independent wrestling guy that was pushing for unionization for independent wrestlers. And then these allegations came out about him, how he was a rapist and abuser. And then, well, he brought light to wrestling in his own way, not in the way he wanted.
Yeah. Whoops.
So he went dark, and then a whole bunch of other people's names got thrown in for a whole bunch of different reasons. Off the top of my head, Jimmy Havoc was a big one. There was a whole bunch of issues about him being very mentally abusive and self-abusive.
He's also a severe alcoholic.
Yeah, he's like, to be honest, that one is not as surprising. No. Knowing how he was backstage with people. He got drunk one time at a show. I think this is at an Evolve wrestling event, who are affiliated with WWE. And he got drunk and he punched a fan. And yeah, he's one of those he's one of those like hardcore deathmatch type of guys that will bleed every time he's in the ring. Like he does not.
Wow.
Yeah. Sami Guevara was another one where he had made comments 4 years ago on this very like edgy for the sake of edgy wrestling podcast.
He said that he was rape someone.
Yeah, he said that there was a wrestler in WWE named Sasha Banks, and
who, by the way, Snoop Dogg is her cousin.
Sure.
Oh.
Yeah. That's
yeah. This guy said that he would rape Snoop Dogg's cousin.
Yeah, and like
what? So he said he would or did?
No, he said he would if he had the chance to, and like this is a guy that like we were watching.
Yeah.
Pretty much every week because he was putting out vlogs,
like,
and he's
as a survivor, it gives me like I feel sticky.
And like it kind of like I heard that happened, and I was like, oh shit, like no, this is kind of like ruined like my image of him. And like he put out an apology video afterwards, and AEW suspended him, and they're making him take sensitivity training. So hopefully he can actually grow from this, because I don't like cancel culture. It's one of those things that like that gets thrown around way too fucking easily.
So here's my opinion on things. So the current cancel culture, we're not talking about the wrestling speaking out movement, just cancel culture in general. It's a lot of people attacking people who have already grown. It's one thing.
Yeah, right.
It's one thing if it's Shane Dawson, who is still a piece of shit, but like, if you're like attacking someone who's already grown, who's already learned their mistakes, you're literally just being an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's like you're taunting them with their past mistakes.
You're just starting drama for the sake of drama because there's nothing better to do with your life. And, like, it's for Sami Guevara, it's a really sticky situation. Because, like, yes, he did say all of those things before, but he's also, like, playing these heel characters, these nasty characters. So it's like, did he really grow? Or is he being like, oh, I'm a heel, so that's why I can get away with it?
Well, the best way that we could also see this growth is through his vlogs as well.
Yeah.
Which you can kind of tell he's a much different person from the way he sounded like back then.
Yeah, still, like, also as a survivor, it doesn't make me feel very good.
Yeah. It's still a sticky situation.
Mm-hmm. Like, I physically feel unclean talking about this. Like, I need to go take a bath.
Ooh. Yeah, so that's 2020 in a nutshell right now. It's all an unclean situation, and we need to take a bath.
Want to hear a dad joke?
Wait. Here's like, I was about to say a dad joke, but so it's just funny. I remember like 5 years ago there was this meme where it was like, I don't remember what it was on. It was some kind of social media platform that no one uses anymore, but it was like, why do people keep asking me what I'm gonna know, what I'm doing in 5 years? I don't have 20/20 vision, and I don't think anybody would have like realized. I don't know, like this is the 2020 they were talking about, like that they needed 20/20 vision for. Like nobody could have expected this coming.
Oh God, yeah. Okay, I've got a dad joke. Today my son asked, "Can I have a bookmark?" And I burst into tears. 11 years old, and he still doesn't know my name is Brian.
Oh my God.
You told me that one the other day, and it took me a second. I was like, and I realized I was like, oh God.
I love it.
Oh my God. You found these on like a Reddit.
Yeah,
thread,
this
right?
is just the dad joke Reddit.
Do
you have a book, Brian, for me that I could use? I'm gonna start calling bookmarks Book Brians.
What's another one? You got another one?
Okay, yeah, okay.
Ooh.
I am Buzz Aldrin, second man to step on the moon. Kneel before me.
Kneel before me.
That took me a second, because you need to know who fucking... Oh.
Neil Armstrong.
Yes, you need to know who Neil Armstrong is for that joke to work.
That's amazing.
Okay, one more. What has 4 letters, sometimes has 9 letters, but never has 5 letters, and always has 6 letters?
Yeah, you just fucking answered your question.
Yeah.
I've heard that one before.
I love that one. Especially because it's reading, and then you're like, wait, what does? Like, and then it's just like, oh wait, what does have 4 letters?
Oh no! This one's better. My son was just born, and another dad at the nursery congratulated me and said his daughter was born yesterday. Said maybe they'll marry each other. Sure, like my son's going to marry someone twice his age.
Oh no. Oh no.
I love the dad joke subreddit. Made me feel better because I spent like my whole day yesterday at work. Like when I wasn't serving customers, I was in the relationship advice subreddit telling people to like break up with their boyfriends. It was shit like, my boyfriend just killed my cat, what should I do? And it's like, break up with him because clearly he's abusive.
What?
Or like, my boyfriend stole my car.
Hold on, back the fucking train up. Kill her fucking cat?
There's a lot of that in the relationship advice subreddit.
Oh my God.
See, there's kind of like 2 different types of posts in the relationship subreddit. So there's, my boyfriend doesn't like pineapple, should I break up with him? And then my boyfriend killed my cat, should I break up with him? So, like, I wasn't commenting on the, my boyfriend doesn't like pineapple stuff, because it's like, that's literally just an opinion. If he doesn't like pineapple, then don't give him pineapple.
Did you hear the whole thing that Eden was talking about?
I heard up until the part where it was the baby born yesterday, twice my age thing, and then I was like, they're acting like that baby was born yesterday, and then it cut out.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
So
I was talking about the relationship advice subreddit because, like, yesterday when I was at work in between customers, I was like telling people to leave their abusive boyfriends. There's like 2 types of posts on the relationship advice subreddit. There's like, my boyfriend doesn't like pineapple, should I break up with him? Which I wasn't commenting on because it's like, are you really gonna break up with your boyfriend over him not liking fucking pineapple? And then there's, my boyfriend killed my cat, should I break up with him? And those ones I was like, that's an abusive relationship. He's going to hurt you eventually. You have to leave. So, like, I was getting really depressed doing that, so I was like, fuck it, dad jokes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I go on the, like, Reddit always sends me those, and I'm just like, damn, dude, like, don't tell me about the girl who aborted their baby because it was going to be a Sagittarius, like,
oh my
please.
god, I hate that.
Oh my god.
But I remember we talked about this on the podcast, and you remember what I fucking said about that?
It's the Pokemon nature.
Yes, that is exactly the Pokemon nature argument. The fucking comment, oh, this is a beautiful bit. Gentle nature. Like, that's the that's what you're doing.
Oh my god, Carter, remember the today I fucked up with the tongue?
Oh, Eden did their own fuck up today.
No, that wasn't my fuck up.
Oh, well, you also had a fuck up today.
Did I have a fuck up today?
You cut your tongue.
I cut my tongue a few days ago.
But then you ate something salty.
That was yesterday.
Okay, never mind.
No, I'm talking about the other tongue thing. Oh, okay.
I don't remember this.
I'll tell the story from memory, and then you'll remember. So, in Today I Fucked Up, I was reading a few days ago. This guy was brushing his teeth, and his tongue was still had a lot of bacteria and gross shit on it, like it was really white. So he went into his drawer to grab his tongue scraper. But now you remember.
I'm taking my.
Okay. But his roommate had put a disposable razor on top. So with the razor into his tongue.
Oh my god.
I'm physically cringing right now.
I don't want to think about that.
Want to hear a dad joke?
Yes.
Please.
Okay.
That's the title of this podcast. Want to hear a dad joke? We just switch from like really fucked up. We get fucked up, and then we go back to dad jokes.
This is literally a roller coaster ride of topics. It's like, oh, something bad. Oh, dad joke. Something bad. Dad joke. Something bad. Dad joke.
Yeah, that's how we're running it this time.
Oh my god.
I saw my wife, slightly drunk, yelling at the TV. Don't go in there. Don't go into the church, you moron. She's watching our wedding video again.
Oh my god.
My grandpa always used to yell at the TV.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was 2 things that he would yell at. You know one of them. Don't say it.
Was the other one hockey?
Yes. So,
okay.
my grandpa was a huge hockey fan. He liked the Leafs, which is sad. Because Toronto's not a good hockey team. But he would always yell during the hockey games. The other time he would yell is when a character did something stupid on Young and the Restless.
Why we do that too?
God.
We know that we know what we're doing is stupid.
But we still yell.
But it's because it's funny. We're making jokes about it. My grandpa was actually angry, yelling "God damn it, Brad! Why did you do that?" He was actually angry.
I wish the squirrel came back.
That's never gonna come back.
I wish the squirrel would come back.
Okay.
How much do you know about the Young and the Restless, Aidan?
I have never seen that.
So it's a soap opera that has been on since the 70s. And
it's so stupid.
My grandparents would always watch it.
My mom would watch it. That's
Yeah.
why I watch it now.
Yeah. Well, we don't watch it. We haven't watched it in a while.
Well, we should.
But there was this character named Kevin, and when he was introduced into the show, he had like really bad mental problems, and he would kind of like have hallucinations, and I think he kidnapped someone. But his hallucinations came in the form of a guy in a giant squirrel costume.
Oh my god. That's amazing.
Yeah, and then after he got over his mental problems, which that's a whole other conversation in itself, the squirrel never came back. And we've been trying to find that squirrel episode for so goddamn long.
Wait, so you don't know what episode it was that the squirrel was in?
Because remember what I said? This show has been on since like the mid-70s. There's a new episode every single week.
Every single day.
Yes, thank you. Every single day. That's over
so now
2,000 episodes.
Right now, season 47, episode 157.
So that's like 4,000 episodes.
Yeah. Oh, actually, there is 11,000 episodes as of September 2016.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! What?
How the
It's been on since the 70s.
Yep.
How do you find anything in that? We've tried looking up specific episodes, and they're not on YouTube. You'll see like one from like a Christmas time or one from a Halloween time, but like
there's
the majority
one channel
of them
that streams it.
Yeah, they stream it, but they don't keep it because they stream the most recent episode. Only so you have to it's like whenever you jump on, you kind of get everything. You get all the exposition thrown at you at once, and then you have to stay there and keep watching to keep knowing what's going on. So,
oh yeah,
every single episode that when they start, it kind of rolls out everything that happened the last episode, and then a lot of the first segments of dialogue before the opening starts will give a whole bunch of exposition on stuff that's happened before, so it can kind of catch you up to speed. And yeah, that's, I guess that's how they've been able to do that for the past
just so much
40, 50 years.
Yeah, geez, that's a little long for a show. That's like One Piece. That's like One Piece, the soap opera.
5. Oh my god!
Except we don't watch One Piece.
I don't watch it either. How can you watch it? It's too much.
I just remembered the 4 Kids intro.
Oh my god!
I love how all of the westernized intros, they try to appeal to whatever music was popular during that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of the few that I actually liked, that I would actually listen to again, was the Canadian Cardcaptors one.
Yeah.
That one was epic. Oh my gosh. So, do you have, Aidan, do you have any, did you watch any old, Western dubbing of, any anime when you were a kid?
I watched, actually, when I was in Connecticut, we watched this one, I think it's called Ghost Stories.
I tried showing Carter Ghost Stories. He couldn't even get through the first episode. He literally walked out of my old apartment.
It was so good, dude. Just at the beginning, it was just there's so many weird sexual references in it. Oh my god, I can't even. It was just such a trip to watch because there's this one girl and she talks about Jesus in every line she says.
It's my favorite.
And then
kid who never says anything but screams.
Yeah.
God.
And one of the weird parts is they animated lips on one of the kids and nobody else has lips. Why?
God.
And then I think they get the names of the demons wrong a bunch of times. It's almost the name. I think they say like Kentetsu origami at some point. Like it's just like they're not even trying. It's really it's amazing. I don't think they got the script or something, right? Is that the story behind it? Like they didn't they just were like make it up on as you go?
No, so it was because I have a friend who's really into ghost stories. So ghost stories didn't really do well in Japan. So when they brought it to North America, they were like, do whatever. So there was an actual script written, but it was like, I think it was just an improv comedian that wrote the script. So it's very improv-y. And then like the actors were also like, had background in improv. So they would like improv in lines here and there. But there was an actual script, and it was absolutely ridiculous.
That's amazing. So was it? So it was. I just need to know more about this show now that I've seen it. Like this is total. It's like an abridged series before they started doing abridged series.
Yeah. It's like an official abridged series.
Yeah, that's actually a good way to look at it.
Yeah. Oh, I love Dragon Ball Z abridged.
Oh my god.
I hate Dragon Ball Z, but I love Dragon Ball Z abridged.
You know which one I love?
You hate Dragon Ball Z?
Okay, here's the thing. So, when I was a little kid and Dragon Ball Z was on, I was like, this is weird. Like, it was really homoerotic, but like not in the Sailor Moon homoerotic way, which I loved and still do. But I was like, this is really homoerotic. But then like Dragon Ball started playing at the same time as Dragon Ball Z, because I think it was the Garlic Jr. saga at the time, and that was all filler. So then I was like, okay, I'll watch Dragon Ball, and I love Dragon Ball. And then like it gave me an appreciation of Dragon Ball Z, but I prefer Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I think Dragon Ball Z is like... I think Dragon Ball is a lot cooler. Like, I didn't mean cooler, like cuter. Like, it's like a nicer story. Yeah. And then, like, Dragon Ball Z, they just don't care as much about the story, and it's about the action. So, yeah. I can see that.
It's like, now that I watch homoerotic gymnastics, I'm sure I would stop laughing when I call wrestling homoerotic gymnastics. Because that's what it is. I feel like I appreciate Dragon Ball Z more now, but, like, I prefer Dragon Ball. But I love Abridged. Abridged is, like, way up there.
Well, I think one of the reasons why you kind of appreciate... When it comes to Dragon Ball and, like, fighting in Dragon Ball, I'm gonna be honest. It's the same moves over and over and over again. Like, it's... punch, 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 punch. Blast. Energy blast. That's it. That's essentially all Dragon Ball. It's power levels. Someone else has made this joke before. I can't remember who, but Dragon Ball is literally just power levels. What's the power level? It's over
once they started like introducing power levels, it's kind of like midichlorians in Star Wars, where it's just like, well, if you have more midichlorians, you're stronger. It's like,
but like the power level system is like a joke now, because it's like Super Saiyan. I can't even remember all of them. There's like 6 different power levels, but it's like Super Saiyan, SSG, SS, Ultra Instinct S, and I'm like, there's too much. Like, just go back to like, just put some more time into the animation, and then like go do some like cool moves. You don't have to worry about like, this guy is this powerful, but he'll all he does is just punch you once. All right, this isn't One Punch Man. This is like, I don't know, cool fighting styles. And
so like when Goku gets his tail chopped off, is that like Saiyan circumcision?
I guess, yeah, but it's different because circumcision doesn't like really have very many beneficial effects. But the fact that when he got his tail cut off, it's so that he can become a Super Saiyan easier or something, or it's something like that. Like it's so that he doesn't become an ape when the moon comes out, and also like it has something to do with being a Super Saiyan or something like that. Like, I don't really remember. It's kind of convoluted anyway.
It is. Have I ever told you about the list Carter has of stupid shit I've said?
I can't spell circumcision, apparently. Is that
Really?
circumcision? How the fuck do you spell circumcision? Is it SICION?
CIRCUM. Okay.
Sorry,
you ready?
CIRCUM.
And then
Vision?
I'm pretty sure it's S. Oh man, I'm also getting messed up too. But I know it's.
Hold on, I'm looking this up. I'm looking this up because I'm actually getting like really confused.
With how often I talk about circumcision, like I'm surprised we can't spell it.
I'm pretty sure it's CISION though.
Okay, so I have to switch around 2 letters because I was saying it was SICION. Wait, no, I was saying it was fucking hell. I'm getting messed up. All right. No, I just fucked it up again. God damn it. Okay, that should be it. But I wrote down
to Google and be like, "Did you mean circumcision?"
Well, I was trying to write it because if you write it in on Google, it'll give you like an auto-completed what you're trying to write. So that's how I just check if I'm writing the correct words or not.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Do you want to talk about your list?
Yeah, Carter just keeps saying stupid shit I've said. Like, Muppets are serious business. Or, my mother has requested a gnome with a Glock.
Requested a gnome with a Glock?
So, I'm going to read out some of these quotes.
A lot of them are dirty.
This
is just shit that I've said without thinking.
Yeah. And they're so out there, because I don't think I've ever heard anyone ever say these kinds of things before.
You've known how long?
I don't think I've ever heard anyone say these kinds of things before. So I was like, I need to keep a list of these. Maybe we can make like a Twitter account. Shit Aidan says.
But now you know my mom's like this too, so.
So. I'm pretty sure we can find a blacksmith to make armor for our dog.
That's amazing. Yeah, I mean...
That's a pretty basic one.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
That was not said in D&D. That was said like while we were lying down in bed.
You know what was said in D&D? Should I roll to come?
Should I roll to come? Oh my god.
How about, well, you want a dirty one? Go take a shit. I want to have sex.
No, see,
oh my god.
I think a better one is God forbid something other than your dick in my mouth makes me shut up.
Wow.
No,
this is amazing.
Here's another D&D related one. So I'm gonna take my mouth off the wizard's dick.
I was a bard, by the way.
Of course.
Oh my god. Oh, here's another good one. So, you ready to play some tonsil hockey? Some mouth lacrosse?
Mouth lacrosse. Oh my god. Tonsil hockey?
So... you're cringing really hard right now.
See, my favorite one is when I was just...
high off your ass?
Just iguana.
Yeah, Aidan turns to me when they're like really high one time and they're just like, iguana. And I'm like, why are you saying this? It's like iguana. It's such like a uses your whole mouth. Iguana. And I'm like, okay, that's going on.
It does use your whole mouth.
We now have an iguana rolling tray. I'll send you a picture.
Oh yeah. And then I just added the when Goku got his tail cut off. Is that Saiyan circumcision? Because that's a quote.
Amazing.
Do you know anything about?
I'm just thinking right now. I'm thinking about Good Mini Lake Boy. I wonder what he's up to.
Good Mini Lake Boy. So what's it called? Do you know anything about Fire Emblem Three Houses? Whoa. Oh, that's the picture. Yeah.
Okay, I'm back. I guess I had a bad connection for a sec.
Oh shit.
Our marijuana.
Yeah, did you know?
Yeah, I'm getting bad connection right now.
Oh god. But do you know anything about Fire Emblem Three Houses?
No, I didn't play that one yet. Okay, I haven't really played much games on the Switch yet.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. So I'm not going to give any spoilers to you because I know you'll probably be wanting to play that game at some point. But there's a character named Sedith. Okay. Now, the only thing important about Sedith that you need to know right now for this next quote is that Sedith's hair is green. Okay?
Okay.
So the quote that Aidan said was, "Do you think Sedith's pubes are green?"
And then I followed that with, does Sedith even have pubes? But that would have been spoilers.
Sedith has, yeah, I mean, I thought there was going to be like a weed reference there, like.
Oh, nope. It just got dirty again. That's all it was.
Pubes
Amazing.
dirty.
But yeah, and then the one which apparently Aidan keeps saying is a normal thing, laundry sauce.
Yeah.
Laundry sauce, yep.
I put that on the list because I've never heard that before.
Yeah, laundry sauce is a thing.
I've literally never heard anyone call it that before until you.
It's what you toss over your laundry salad to make it clean.
And then you eat it. You eat your laundry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Make your insides clean too.
Step up from the Tide Pods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tide Pods was like cleaning the dishes inside of you. Now you have to clean the laundry inside of you.
Oh,
you are the washing machine.
So then the pieces of the plates come out your butt when they're done. That is terrifying. Where's his nose?
It's one man, one plate.
Where's his nose?
Look what I just sent in the chat.
I don't know if I want to put this into the video because that's going to be like, that's nightmare inducing.
Yeah. Also, you started your timer late, but I think we've been recording.
His expression is so good too. He's like, "Oh fuck, you know I don't have a nose."
Yeah.
We'll be done in like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
But how about we end this off with a little bit of D&D stuff. I've wanted to talk about some D&D related things for a while now. I mean, I've mentioned that at the beginning of the podcast as well. That
you've been mentioning it to me like all week.
Well, like I like making stuff.
I like D&D, Aidan.
Yeah. What? Oh, I was looking at the picture that he sent now. All right. So I was running through some ideas for like new races that would probably inhabit the world that I'm making, and like new kind of spells and classes, and I came up with this idea for a new subclass in the game. I want to kind of like run this by you. You see what you think about it, because I ran this by Aidan the other day. Is that cool?
Yeah.
You may find, whenever we do start, you may find there's a character that has this subclass down the road. Like, it's that way I can actually test it, see if it's good or not.
Okay.
Because I have not done any playtesting of this. So,
alright.
Do you know what an arbalist is?
An herbalist?
No, an arbalist. ARBALEST.
I've heard that word, but I don't know what it means.
So it's essentially, an arbalist is kind of like someone who uses a specific kind of heavy crossbow.
Okay.
Like, it's the kind where when you have to reload it and, like, putting a bolt in it, you have to actually, like, put it down and use two hands to pull the bolt into place.
Oh, yeah, it's like a really big crossbow.
So, yeah, so with the idea of that, it's meant to be like a long-range, someone who uses like a long-range weapon, but it does require a lot of like strength to be able to actually use the weapon, because you need a whole bunch of strength to actually knock the bolts in place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I like the idea of that, of like a strong, like a physically strong character, say like the strength of a barbarian, but the range of like an archer. So that's essentially what this arbalist class is. So what I've wrote here is that the archetypical arbalist is...
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, so they're essentially a behemoth of a warrior who merges their long-range tactics and peerless strength together in one package. Now, their common weapon of choice is the crossbow, but many have learned to harness their long-range capabilities and strength-based capabilities with countless weapons. So, if you choose this is a fighter subclass. So, if you were playing a fighter character, you could choose this as a subclass at 3rd level. So,
okay.
Yeah, when you choose this at 3rd level, you get an ability called Tensile Strength, which allows you to use your Strength modifier to fire from a crossbow instead of your Dex modifier. You also deal double damage against inanimate objects. So, whenever you're shooting, your attacks are a lot stronger. Specifically for a crossbow. This subclass this subclass does a lot for the crossbow, but also for certain melee weapons as well. At 7th level, you become adept at throwing weapons. So any melee weapon that you use that doesn't already have a throwing range, so say like a longsword or a battle axe, even like a greatsword, if it's a weapon that doesn't already have a throwing range, you can now throw it. One-handed weapons. Oh God, what are you showing, Eden? Oh God,
it's a chili cheese dog.
Oh my God, that's on another level. All right, so what was I saying? Yeah, so you become adept at throwing like melee weapons. So one-handed weapons can now be thrown at a maximum of 60 feet, while two-handed weapons can be thrown at a maximum of 45 feet. You still use your strength modifier for attacking with a thrown weapon. So at this point, you can like once you hit 7th level, if you have like a great axe, you see someone like at most 45 feet away from you. It's one of the most terrifying sights of just throwing your giant great axe in their direction to cleave them in two. So, what do you think of that?
That's awesome. I do like that. That's a great idea.
Again, I haven't tested these classes out yet, so I don't know if these are like overpowered or underpowered. But then we have 10th level, which is Arbalist Maneuvers, which you learn 2 maneuvers from this list that I've made, which are all kind of like different tactics that you can build your character around. And some of them require a saving throw from your opponent when you use it, which there's a specific Arbalist save DC. This one is, what I'm going to do for this section specifically, because there's a lot of them, I am going to throw it in the chat. So I just took a screenshot of this one specifically, so you can read along. So there's a lot here, but the bolded sections are the ones that I've kind of put notice to. So at 10th level, you learn 2 of the following maneuvers from below. You get to choose. But the Arbalist save DC is 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your strength modifier. So certain skills that require the enemy to do a saving throw. So say Siege Spray and Crossbow Shock. They both require you to do a saving throw. And you have to meet the Arbalist save DC in order to pass it. And successfully pass the saving throw. So you have things like Mortar Strike, which is essentially like a long-range area of effect attack. You hit one target, it does double damage to them, but the surrounding targets all take less damage, but it still damages them to an effect. Siege Spray, which is kind of like the skill I first designed when I was thinking of this class. If you attack, you say there's a giant rock, a boulder on the field. You go up to one side of the boulder and you smash into it with a melee weapon, it will kind of explode into shrapnel into the opposite direction in a cone formation. So anybody in the cone,
okay.
Yeah, so anybody in the cone can take the damage if they fail the save DC. If they succeed, they only take half damage, whatever the damage may be. It depends on the object that they're striking. And then Caught in the Sky is kind of like a skill based around like anti-air attacks. So this is like a skill for anyone who's trying to focus on like air combat. So Caught in the Sky, you make a specific range attack against a flying enemy that shoots them out of the sky. They have to make a strength saving throw, or they fall to the ground and take extra falling damage on top of whatever damage they just took.
Okay.
Tank Walker is kind of like a mobile. It kind of like turns the character for one turn into like a walking tank. That your characters, any allies within 5 feet of them while they're in this Tank Walker stance, gain a +2 to their AC. So they kind of become a walking tank. So they can. That's the best way I kind of describe it. But their movement is halved for that turn once they like actually use that action. And for all of these maneuvers, when you use them once, you can't use them again until a long rest is done. So if you have 2 maneuvers, like if you have Mortar Strike and Siege Spray, if you use Mortar Strike once in one battle, you can't use it again until you take a long rest. Know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it does put a limit on these skills. Then there's Crossbow Shock, which is kind of like the Monk's Stunning Strike. So if you hit them with something, you can stun them until the end of their next turn. And then Boomerang Throw, which is specific for the throwing, like adept throwing weapons. Because if you're throwing a Great Axe across the field, it's not going to come flying back to you. It's going to get stuck into the enemy. You're going to lose your weapon for that turn. So Boomerang Throw is when you use your action to throw a melee weapon. The opponent makes a dexterity saving throw. If they fail, the weapon immediately flies back to you, as if it was a boomerang. And they take damage. So, yeah, it's a whole bunch of different, like... all these different abilities can be, like, put together with different uses, and, like, you can build an Arbalist different ways, depending on how... Like, whether you want them to be on the front line, or whether you want them to be in the back. So, like, these maneuvers kind of help you build your character in a way in combat. And then 15th level, there's the Arbalist Expert, which the minimum range for all crossbows increases by 100 feet, and you can learn 1 more Arbalist maneuver. So you have 3 Arbalist maneuvers at 15th level, and your crossbows can reach 100 more feet on top of whatever they're originally able to shoot. And then at 18th level, Arbalist Master, you gain an additional 20 feet of range for all your throwing weapons. You get 1 more Arbalist maneuver, so you have 4 at this point. And you can regain your maneuvers on a short rest as well. So that's essentially everything I have for this subclass. And
that's awesome.
I haven't tested it yet, so it's something I'm probably going to test when we actually get into the campaign. But, yeah, what do you think about it?
I like it.
Yeah?
Not really any criticisms. You pretty much, so one of them, like, Siege Spray, are there going to be a lot of boulders to use it on?
I'm pretty sure that, like, it depends on the environment that you're in. It doesn't specifically have to deal with boulders. Like, if you find, say you're in, like, a ruined city, and there's, like, a whole bunch of, like, piles of, like, rubbish, like, garbage, or, like, it depends on, like, what item you're attacking. Like, boulders may do more damage than, like, if you're just, like, striking a pile of garbage and you're spewing garbage at people, that might induce a blinding effect, depending on how well you do it. Because you're basically just shooting, like, garbage into their face. Also, maybe there's, like, broken pieces of, like, wood in the field. It all depends on, like, what you're able to find out there. So it doesn't specifically work. It doesn't only work on rocks. It can work on a number of different inanimate objects. So.
Alright, well, that's cool then. I like that.
Yeah, so... Yeah, I was kind of just like... It came to me when I got really high, and I was like, you know what? I'm actually going to work on this, and actually going to, like, see what I can do with this.
Was this when you were on mushrooms, or just, like...
No, when I was just high.
Oh, just high on weed?
Yes.
On jazz cabbage?
Yes. And yeah, I've been trying to come up with like other sort of like spells and races. I might talk to you guys about that on a different podcast or on like some other time. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for this podcast. You got anything you want to plug new there, Aidan?
No, I'm good.
No, pretty much the same stuff. What about you, Eden?
Raise your hand if you want to see us on Twitch.
Oh yeah. So we're kind of looking into Twitch right now because we know that a lot of the games that we're playing for the channel
they're better suited.
They're better suited for Twitch, yeah. So we're kind of trying to look into a way because like my computer is really bad. My computer is really old from like 7 years ago, so I'm not sure if it's
if it's up to snuff.
Sure if it's going to be good for So, but yeah, that's pretty much going to be it.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Peace.
All right. See you guys.